Hi everyone, welcome to Moon Sanctuary. My name is Belle, and Moon Sanctuary is a safe place to discuss twin flame unions, spirituality, astrology, and unconditional love. So right away, what I'm sensing is your twin or your divine union has some interference. There's been a third-party interference. This could be a karmic feminine, whether that is a friend, a family member, or another relationship. So I'm sensing the divine masculine has rushed into another relationship, leaving you feeling like you're struggling, like you're confused. You thought that this person was going to be who you were going to build your life with. You thought this person was your twin flame, which is why you're here on this channel, because this channel does focus on twin flame relationships. You hold that unconditional love for this person, and you can't believe that they would just move on so quickly. Well, what I'm actually seeing here is this person has not gotten over you at all. They couldn't get over you. They were so entrenched in trying to forget about you, in fact, that they went and tried to replace you. But even if it's been just a couple days, months, weeks, years, it doesn't matter. They will eventually recognize and realize that you are their divine partner. Sometimes it takes going away from home, going away from our base, our sanctuary, to realize what we once had. And that is exactly what you guys have together. A twin flame union is unmatched. This is your person, your home, your sanctuary. So let's go ahead and get some more clarifications here. So I'm using astrology cards to clarify the tarot, and I'm getting Pluto, Venus, and the 11th house to clarify the Three of Coins. I'm honestly sensing that your divine partner has tried to busy themselves with their friends, with their connections, just going out, and maybe you've heard through the grapevine that they are dating someone else. They didn't have the courage to even tell you that they were doing this. And it's not really, I don't know why the word courage came out. It would take courage for them to tell you, but really what I'm getting from that is that they don't really even see this third party interference as something serious at all. With the 11th house here, which means our networks and our friends, I just feel like they actually did show a moment of vulnerability, of weakness to their friends, and their friends were the ones that were like, you gotta drop this, you gotta transform from this, you gotta get your body back right, you gotta get your money back right, all of these things. And on top of all of that, let's introduce you to this person over here. And really what it is just band-aids on top of everything, because when you don't give yourself time to actually heal and you just jump into the next thing, it's never going to work. Whether this is you or your divine partner, whoever is engaging in this behavior, it is absolutely not going to end up being fruitful, because you can't just replace something that was so special. So let's go ahead and clarify the Ace of Cups. What's going on here with the Ace of Cups? Okay, so I'm getting the moon to replace the Ace of Cups, and the moon, which we love the moon here on Moon Sanctuary, really represents our moods, our emotions, and they're ever changing. So you guys, right after a separation, right after a breakup, there are so many emotions. There's so many. And for the divine feminines in the collective, usually we have a lot more resources. We're more spiritually in tune. So we might be utilizing videos like this where we're trying to get some advice, we're trying to get connected to spirit and get divine messages. We might be going out with our friends and venting, talking, laughing with each other, crying with each other, and really being vulnerable with one another. We nurture ourselves and others as divine feminines. However, the divine masculine collective doesn't particularly talk about their emotions to anybody, nor would they likely be on one of these spiritual videos. So what they end up doing is maybe they turn to substances, to working a lot, or even new relationships just to numb it all out. So that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that somebody here has moved on, and it might even on the outside look like they're having the time of their life. They might be doing everything that you've asked them to do for this other person, and really I heard the word petty. So I just really feel like they're being petty. So let's see the Knight of Wands. Okay. So for the Knight of Wands, I'm getting Taurus and Leo. And honestly, for these two signs, I really see like beauty and a lot of self-confidence with Leo. I honestly feel like, since it's clarifying the Knight of Wands, the divine masculine in this collective has maybe gone towards something where it would boost their self-confidence. So maybe they're just with this feminine that looks really good on the outside. I'm hearing the song by Drake, Cameras. I think that's the name of the song. I might be a little bit off by that. But the song essentially talks about, yes, we look good, but only on camera. So maybe this person, your divine masculine or the person you're inquiring about, is posting all these pictures, taking pictures, or maybe it's the karmic feminine that you're looking at and she's posting all these pictures and they just look picture perfect, and it really, really hurts. It stings and it stabs you right in the heart. But genuinely, the first message I got was, this is only for show. This is something that really doesn't have any trust. It doesn't have any real base. There was no patience. There was a rush into this new relationship or newfound whatever it is. And I'm actually seeing a lot of drama behind the scenes because of this Leo energy coming up. You know, Leo loves the dramatics. I feel like they even may have brought this other person around you, and that really, really hurt. That really, really stabbed you, because it's like, I thought we were something. I thought we were way more than this. I never thought you would do this to me. And that is genuinely so painful to have to go through. Before we continue moving on, because I see that there is a lot of dark energy here, and I see that there is a lot of just pain coming from this. And you gave this person everything. You had sacrificed everything for this person. You felt like you gave them your entire heart, soul, mind, body, everything. Maybe you weren't perfect in it, and you certainly feel like they weren't perfect in it, but you just didn't feel like you deserved this. So there's a few things that I would like to suggest that I'm seeing here that would really help you. I feel like you're not eating. That's with the Taurus here. And I feel like something that you really need to do is nourish yourself right now. You must take care of yourself. So one of the major self-care things that I need you to do is to make a meal for yourself. Eating something is better than eating absolutely nothing. Maybe it's even junk food. Maybe all you can scarf down is a little piece of toast. Maybe it's just some frozen yogurt. Literally anything. It doesn't have to be necessarily healthy. And usually I wouldn't recommend that. Of course, I would love for you to eat healthy, but if that's all you can do, a little bit of veggies, maybe some avocado or something like that, an egg, anything. I'm not sure what your dietary requirements are, but eating absolutely nothing for a long period of time it's not going to work out. It's not healthy for you. And whatever it is that you desire, whether it's this person back, some closure, or to move on to entirely, I promise you, feeding yourself, taking care of yourself is going to be the best thing for you right now. I just sense that you've been essentially starving yourself of either actual food or the self-love that you need to take care of yourself. I'm hearing, it's hard to take care of myself. It's hard to even groom myself. I just want to be in bed. I just want to do nothing. That's how painful this all is. And you know, you have your support group, you have your friends, and as much as we love our friends for being there for us when we're venting, our words are spells as well. So if we're constantly talking about the situation and talking negatively about the situation, whether it's talking negatively about the ex-partner or the new partner of the ex or whatever it is, all of that energy that is coming out is actually keeping you in that energy. And I know it's so hard to hear that, because really what they say, and it's really true, is a lot of divine feminines or feminines in general in relationships, doesn't even have to be necessarily a twin flame relationship, they tend to get over relationships faster because they go through all of the pain in the beginning. They vent it all out and everything to get through it. That's true. It's not necessarily a bad thing because you're not suppressing it. But if you're finding yourself over venting, overly watching these tarot readings, these messages, then essentially you're perpetuating that in your life. It's the law of attraction, essentially. You're just going to continue to pull in these negative emotions. And at some point, you're going to have to realize, I need to speak some good into my life. If you were my friend, let's say, I would have to stop you at some point and tell you to do affirmations, whether that's with me, like we could say affirmations together. I am beautiful. I am worthy of love. I am love. Just these things. Like, think about this. All the pain that you're feeling because of this situation, think about how absolutely beautiful your heart is to be able to love somebody that much. And think about how absolutely beautiful you are for somebody to hurt you this way. And yes, you might have said a few bad things about them. However, you know, at the end of the day, when your head hits that pillow and you can't sleep and you can't eat, that's because you love this person still after everything. And that's why I like to focus on twin flame unions, because no matter how much chaos, no matter how much pain there is, for some reason, we just unconditionally love this person. We don't ever feel like we can love somebody this much. You know, it feels like it doesn't feel like real almost, because it's like you would think if anybody else hurt me this much, if I ever felt this much pain from somebody else, I wouldn't love them anymore. I would cut them out of my life. That's easy to say for like friends and maybe even family, but there's just this one person that holds your heart, that no matter what they do, no matter how foolish they act, in your heart of hearts, you know that if there was a reunion, you'd be willing to discuss that, or you'd be willing to go for that. And that's not wrong. That shows how beautiful your heart is. It shows how real love is. Love has absolutely no bounds. And it's so terrible to see all of this play out in front of you, especially because I'm sensing a lot of you listening right now have had a really long history with your partner. And for them to turn around and do this, it's very painful. So I just really quickly wanted to give you that. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and try to speak affirmations or positive things. And I know the grief comes in waves. What if we just kept saying an affirmation? For example, I am beautiful and I am deserving of love. Just repeat that again and again and again. I don't care how many times. It could be 100, it could be 1,000. You can write it down as well, just to really enforce it. You gotta look in the mirror and say these things. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. Looking at yourself, even if you're looking at yourself while you're doing this and you're like, absolutely not. Like, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I'm worthy of it. I don't feel beautiful anymore, because you might be comparing yourself to somebody else and thinking that, no, that's what they love. It's not me, it's them. No, you are beautiful, and honestly, the other person could be beautiful too. We're not going to take that away from anybody. It's not a competition. It might feel that way because it's so painful right now, but really, at the end of the day, it's genuinely not a competition at all. You guys don't compete with each other. You're completely different people, and this is a completely different situation. So never compare yourself, and make sure that you're telling yourself these things. Even if you feel like bawling your eyes out crying when you're looking in the mirror, telling yourself these things because you just don't believe it, it's better to do that than not at all. So it's time to step into your power. It's time to spend that love on yourself. So whatever you were doing in this relationship, maybe you were buying them a lot of things, maybe you were spending a lot of time for them, maybe you would drop everything to do a favor for this person. How about you do the exact same things that you would do for them for yourself? So like I said, if you were cooking for them, making meals for them, or just doing random errands for them, or even just praising them every single day, or listening to their problems, all that, take that energy and focus it back on yourself. Even if you have to do it in front of a mirror, you can literally pretend like you're a different person, that you're your own friends. And this is one of the major things that helped me with self-love, because you know, a lot of us, we just give love out to our family, our friends, the people that we know, relationships, and we don't give those exact things back to ourselves. Like, we technically could give all of those same things back to ourselves. Like, if your friend called you up and needed to vent for an hour, you'd listen. So why do we find it so hard sometimes to sit down and journal for an hour? Or even not an hour, but 5 minutes sometimes. Like, we don't have the time to do that, and I put quotations because we really do have the time, but we just don't have the energy to do that. But like, if you got a ring right now, like literally during this reading, and this other person called you and wanted to talk, you'd answer and you would meet up. So why would you not take out a notebook right after this and just vent it all out? Write yourself a love letter. You know what I mean? Or even look in the mirror and do the same things. All the same things that you would praise this person if they came back. Hey, you look really good. You look better. Whatever you would say. You can go ahead and do that for yourself. And then why don't we just go ahead and go to our favorite store, makeup store, clothing store, whatever it is. Any money that you can spare, buy yourself something nice. Or if you don't have any extra money to spare right now, you can still get dolled up. You should be adorning yourself. You should be putting your makeup on, putting the clothes that you like on, putting the favorite perfume that you have on. And even if you're going nowhere, if you're just getting ready to stay at home, at least you could be sad at home looking amazing. You know what I mean? It'll make you feel better. And I know that sounds like, oh, I don't even want to do that right now. But I promise, when you actually do it and then you're fully ready and looking beautiful, you would absolutely not regret it. So, okay, sorry about that. I just had to go on a tangent because I was feeling a lot of dark energies and I don't want my divine feminines to feel that way. So let's go on. So we're going to clarify the Page of Cups now. And the Page of Cups is this character that, hasn't been hurt yet. Yes, so I got Earth, which is about persistence and patience and just being practical. What this is telling me is you need to ground yourself and practice gratitude for what you have already in your life right now. So you have the power to make every moment in your life sacred. You have the power to get anything material that you want. So I feel like I said, back to the venting a lot to friends, like over and over again, you're basically attracting that into your life. So let's just say you're just generally venting about the loss of love. So now you have like this lack energy in your aura. So you don't want to do that. You might find yourself facing like other misfortunes, and it's like a snowball effect. Like you lost this relationship and then maybe X, Y, and Z happens and you attribute it all together, but when really it was just the fact that you couldn't pull yourself out of the mind space, you couldn't pull yourself out of all this venting. Imagine life before this person, because that's what the Page of Cups kind of represents for me. This is that person that never really fell in love, but they want to, they're open to it, and they're this happy, bubbly version of themselves. So think about, for any relationship came into your life, who were you? And I know it's not as easy as to become that person again, because you've been through the hurt and you've been through the reality of life, and you can't just be this childlike person anymore. I get that. We're not saying that's exactly what you're trying to do. All we're saying is just try to remember who you were before this relationship and get grounded in that. Again, practice gratitude for what you have. Again, with those words or spells and speaking your world into being. So let's say you're venting to your friend for like literally hours a day, maybe even every day since the separation has happened, and you can do all of this venting, or even maybe you're doing it to yourself where you're journaling it all out. But why would it be so difficult to just write 3 things that you are grateful for? This person should have never became your entirety, your entire life. And this is a point of improvement for you. I'm not going to say we can't change the past. So I'm not going to say it was wrong that you made this person your whole life, but it is definitely a point of improvement for you. And I just realized I have house 1 at the bottom of the deck, which is talking about self-image, your approach to life, and individuality. So I really didn't see that till just right now, but it's perfect. The house 7 is our partnerships, our one-to-one relationships, our serious commitments. And I just feel like you were heavily focused on that area of life, and it took you over, but that's okay. Because this could have been your first love, your deepest love, your twin flame, which just came knocking you over out of the blue. But we have to turn ourselves inward. And by the way, you guys, in twin flame relationships, when one party, doesn't matter if it's divine feminine or divine masculine, when you're pushing so hard, and by the way, energetics doesn't necessarily mean being together physically. So all this venting that you're doing, all this thinking about them, all this talking to them, maybe you're texting them, blowing them up, calling them, chasing after them, they will run further away, and you're going to push them further away. Not because of anything, but this is just literally the energetics of a twin flame union. There's going to be a runner and there's going to be a chaser. If you really, really want them back or some sort of healing to occur, you must turn inward. So again, simple things, practicing the gratitude of what you do have. What about being thankful for that friend that answers your call and listens to you for hours? Do you know that it actually takes a lot of energy to be there for somebody, and they're willing to do that for you? Think about how much your friend loves you platonically for listening to you, to be honest. Because sometimes we just focus too much on the other person when realistically we should be individuals that work interdependently. Okay, so that means finding your own hobbies, spending time with your friends without your partner, and making yourself meals that you like. I'm sensing that some of the people listening might have like totally merged their lives. Like you ate what they ate, you went where they went, you were friends with their friends. So you don't even have this identity anymore in a sense. You were kind of just so merged, or they were part of your friend group, and it's just weird. You know, I'm sensing it could have been so much that people would always ask where the other person is or how they are when you weren't together anymore or when you separated, which made it even more hard to be in that separation because people are always asking, and you're like, I can't even get away from this because I don't want to tell everyone that we've been separated. That's what I'm hearing. So don't have any fears around doing what's right for you. You are one with your own soul. You cannot be one with another soul, even though you guys share the same core soul frequency. And technically, you're the same soul as twin flames. However, we did reincarnate here on Earth, where we get to be individualized. It's a long process to explain. I could really explain it for a long time, but we meant to do this. We wanted one side of our soul to experience the feminine side of life and one side of our soul to experience the masculine side of life. And these are completely different things. I mean, really, we're not even talking gender, we're talking energy. You could be in the same gender relationship, even, it doesn't matter. One person that embodies one energy more and the other person embodying the other energy, these are completely different species even. I mean, this is why they explain, for example, men and women as like cats and dogs. I mean, they're completely different species when you look at it in an energetic form. Even though we're all human, it's like really, really different. And you think that you might know how the other side thinks. You don't. You can make your best guess, and you really, really don't. And you shouldn't even try to figure that out. You can live in unconditional love. You can have that unconditional love and hold that space for somebody, but you can still focus on yourself. That's just quite that simple. So the two main things that I'm really sensing tonight is you need to make a meal for yourself and eat something, anything. After this video, please stop watching videos, please stop mindlessly scrolling and get yourself a snack. I feel like the little TikTok guy that's like, hey, you've been here for a while, go get a drink. Don't scroll past me, okay? Don't scroll past me. And also, I feel like you guys might be using TikTok a lot because I don't even have or use TikTok, or I haven't in a long time, and that person just came up in my mind. So I just feel like maybe you guys are using it excessively. And I understand when we lose such a big part of our lives, we just want to numb it out and spam it out and not think about it, or we overthink about it. So that's why we do these things. But you must make yourself a meal. Think about what you can eat every single day and just get yourself a little bit of that. Like, even if it's like not that healthy, like French fries. Even if you eat a few fries, it's better than eating absolutely nothing. You know, you don't want to fast for extended periods of time, because I feel like some of you have barely ate like all week, all month, and that's so unhealthy. Like, at least drink a smoothie. And then second would be the practicing gratitude thing, just to magnetize a little bit more of that good energy into your life. Because although there's a lot of dark energy right now and a lot of sad energy right now, if we just try to balance it out with some laughter, some gratitude, something that gives you hope again, something that makes you feel grateful again. So something I love to do, which I don't have like a specific channel that I like, but I love seeing like the little videos of people like just doing random acts of kindness, or read things about random acts of kindness. That would just put you in that area of gratitude as well. It always does for me. Even if I'm not sad, if that type of video pops up on my feed and I'm like really happy that day and I see somebody doing that for somebody else, it just makes me so happy. Like, it makes me feel like we are really all in this together, we're all really connected, and there's a lot of good people in the world. Okay, even if it doesn't feel like that sometimes, there's genuinely a lot of great people in the world, and they're here to help. And honestly, maybe even turning outward into the world and doing something for somebody without talking about it, without expecting anything of it, and just feeling like you want to do it. So whatever that is for you. So those would be my recommendations for feeling a little bit better. So let's wrap this up and see what else we have here, and what else I can channel for you guys. I mean, it's really been a struggle, I know that. Okay, so I'm actually getting North Node and Pisces. So intimacy, intuition, and compassion. So I was just talking about doing these acts of kindness, right? So Pisces is the most compassionate zodiac sign, and honestly, I'm not trying to play favorites, but I do really like Pisces. And Pisces is like honestly probably that friend that is listening to you nonstop, or the one that just is really understanding. Maybe we can try to practice compassion, and I know, oh my gosh, that is the hardest thing ever. So for example, the whole time we were talking about third parties and etc., and again, it could be a third party relationship or friendship, even family that's getting in the way of this relationship. I know it's hard. What if we put ourselves in the shoes of others, your partner, and even that person? For example, let me make an example if this is a new relationship that they've jumped into, aka a rebound relationship. Honestly, would you rather be somebody's love of their life or their rebound? Okay, so when this all blows over, which it will, okay, and some people like stay with their rebounds for years sometimes, but let's just like zoom out and really think about this. Like, let's fast forward however many weeks, months, years. Like, the divine timing of this has already been written. Remind yourself that. That could be one of the things that you repeat and you chant. It's already written. It's already written. It's already written. So not everything in your life is already written, but these major things are written. So if this is your twin flame and you guys have planned to meet again in the future, could be months, could be years. Let's zoom out. Okay? I know it hurts that there is even a rebound. Ask yourself, would you rather be the rebound and they had to use somebody else to even try to get over you? Actually, I'm hearing a song. It's called Be So Cruel by Aston, which I think is spelled ASTN. Listen to the song, it's pretty cute, it's kind of funny. It's from a male perspective of how he has a new girl, and you know, he says, she's so wavy, I almost like forgot all about you, something like that, until I saw you out with your new dude. So hey, another thing that I haven't gone into, which I don't really recommend, but honestly, if you want to move on, if you're just done with this energy and you're want to move on, I don't necessarily recommend using other people to move on. But if you are starting to feed yourself and a couple weeks or months pass by and you're ready to have love, you're open to love again in your life, by all means, go for the high level soulmate. Just make sure, I don't ever recommend a karmic relationship. I mean, those are going to do some serious damage, but I mean, hey, maybe that was in your contract for life, so who am I to say? But you know, it is what it is, and that's what it's gonna be like if you guys have a union again. Like, just, I know it's hard to detach from your emotions right now, but think about that. Like, fast forward a couple years and you guys do get back together. Hey, this person that they're with right now, irrelevant. And honestly, the hurt that the rebound goes through, and this is the compassion part, putting yourself in their shoes, right? Or if you've ever been used as a rebound, you know that hurts. Like, of course, losing the love of your life hurts, and losing a real genuine relationship hurts. But honestly, one of the most strong, painful feelings in life that can destroy lives here on earth is actually anger. Okay? It is one of the worst emotions on planet Earth. Anger can literally make people like black out in rage. Okay? And that's what rebounds will have to feel. you're hurt right now, and you might be angry, but I promise, like, and I'm not just saying this to like be smart or be cruel or anything, it's genuinely the worst feeling. And I promise you, it feels like you have the worst end of the stick right now, but fast forward, promise you, nobody wants to be used. And when people feel like they've been taken advantage of or used, that's the worst thing. It takes a lot longer to really let go of that, because you feel like you haven't really done anything to deserve it. But for you, I know you're conscious, I know you understand that this person moved on that quickly, not because they're over me, but because they're trying to, just forget, but they can't. So yeah, listen to that song. It's called Be So Cruel by Aston, ASTN. So I am going to finish this up now just to see here what you're confused about. Okay, your mind is playing games on you and confusing you, because I got Mercury to clarify the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is already about confusion, and Mercury is our mind. And I just randomly started talking faster. Let me get back into my energy. So that's what I feel like. I feel like you're just venting it out, and you're just spazzing, like honestly spazzing to anyone that would listen, basically. And I'm not hating on you, I've been there. It's just like, you have to take a pause, think about what you're communicating out into the world. I know I repeated that a lot of times, but I feel like that's the phase that you're currently in, where it's just like constantly putting all these things out, and it's just going to confuse you more. I am going to recommend something. I really want you to start to just clear your energy, and a great tool for clearing your energy is actually meditation. So if you have not tried meditation, I would really recommend it. If you're brand new to meditation, really what I would suggest is just putting the phone away. We're so overstimulated these days. Like, put the phone away, turn the music off, stop talking to the friends for a little bit, get into a quiet space with no stimulation, close your eyes down. You could be laying down in your bed, you could be laying down on your yoga mat, you could be sitting in a chair, sitting on the floor, sitting on a cushion, literally whatever it is, and just chill out, close your eyes. Honestly, the first time I meditated, I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. All these thoughts are just coming. Exactly. That's literally it. I'm telling you to do, honestly, the easiest thing ever, but people think it's so hard. You're literally just being conscious. You're just watching your thoughts. That's it. You just make sure you're noting, like, what type of thoughts are coming up. Like, is it all negative thoughts? Like, for the last 10 minutes, all I did was sit here, close my eyes, and for 10 minutes straight, my mind went on and on and on about negativity, about this relationship or whatever. Just note that. That's it. Just note it. And as you get more into this practice, maybe 5 minutes a day, you'll realize the changes of like how from day 1 to day 30, maybe day 30 you're more like, what am I going to eat later, or I have this and that to do, versus all the negativity of the relationship. Because in the beginning you might have like all these like really dark thoughts, but maybe by day 30 it's more like your mind is still racing and you're still overthinking, but it's more about your life, about you. Like, what am I going to eat today? What do I have to do today? Do I have any assignments today? Like, things like that, versus, oh my god, this person doesn't love me, I don't deserve love, blah blah blah, all this. Like, no, none of that is true, but this is where your mind is taking you, and your mind is playing tricks and games on you. That is what I'm hearing. Okay. And finally, I just wanted to say that I did get Uranus, which is radically change, under the deck. So this process, I know you're like, why would I choose to go through all this pain? And realistically, pain is what makes us grow. If you had an easy life, a super easy life, right? And I love spiritual seeking. So a lot of these people that have experienced like near-death experiences, or have been searching about reincarnation for their whole lives or careers, have talked about this really interesting topic of vacation lives, where they went through a really hard life in their past life or past lives, but they still like did good in those lives. They chased their dharma, they tried to help other people, they used their skills to help the world and other people, and so they gave themselves like a vacation life. But there's not much growth that happens in a vacation life. A vacation life would kind of be the life where you don't have that many struggles, you're taken care of, your relationship has been good the entire time, you never really went through a major pain. I promise you, the majorly painful things that we go through in life teach us if we're open to listening to them. So you could go down a really bad path, I'll be honest with you. You could keep doing the things that I suggested you didn't do and not do any of my suggestions, and you will go probably slowly down a path that will accentuate that energy, because it's the law of attraction. You're bringing that into your life. You're pulling it into your life. You're being honestly stubborn about it, okay? Don't hold on to negative things. Breathe, okay? Meditate. Be grateful. Have a meal or two. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold. Take a little bit more in. Hold. Now breathe out through your mouth. So repeat that pattern. In, hold, in a little bit more till it's full, hold, and then breathe all the way out through your mouth. And then repeat that a couple times. And take it seriously. Even more effective than meditation, actually. So if you don't want to sit down with your thoughts and you want to keep distracting yourself, at least at a stoplight or something when you're driving around town, you're not doing anything anyways, you could take a breath, okay? So take a breath, pause, take a breath, hold, and breathe out. So the first in is not like all the way. The second in would be all the way till your lungs are jam-packed full. Okay, so those are my suggestions for you. I love you so much. Thank you for being here with me today. If you resonated with these messages, please tell me your story down below. I would love to support you. I would love to hear what you're going through. I would love to send you love. Go ahead and comment something down below. Make sure you give me a like, and also make sure that you hit the subscribe button. That makes it a lot easier for me to channel your energy, because right now I'm just channeling collective energy, but I'm also asking my guides for specifically my subscribers and viewers' energy and what they're currently going through. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much. I hope to see you again soon here on Moon Sanctuary.